Let's see. Alright, yeah, I'm returning where I started. I have to take that little break because that strained my voice from reading so much text. I don't usually read text physically that often. Okay, let's go again. Okay, and that's about a wrap up the middle corridor. Thanks to you folks, we managed to cut the door cataloging workload by 80%. I really appreciate everyone going the extra mile to check each and every door too. Made my life a whole lot easier. All thanks to the manager. Excellent strategist. Next up is the thumb corridor, but we actually found a lot of intel laying around there. So we just need you to check some of the doors in its basement. Intel. The manager expressed interest in the unfortunable mentioned intel. All that in the thumb corridor, we come across a bundle of paper dealing with comings and goings of the thumb members and orders they were carrying. Whoever wrote the log has digitally keeping them updated. The last entry was written not so long ago. While the containments of the notes wasn't all that interesting, they helped us get the idea where each the doors in the quarter leads to. I don't know how to pronounce that. Vanessa, shitty scrap papers. She keeps them. She's been keeping up with that useless shit this whole time. Useless shit? Puff. The remnants of her desperate search for a thread to cling to. You found one of her backup ticket hoards. I marked any door that needs work with a drone. There should be 3 or 4 of them. While you guys do that, I got some leftover work to take care of here. So, I've been noticing this throughout our interaction. But whatever anything irrelevant to his work comes up, Alan seems to have a way of unhearing and maneuvering the past as if he never doesn't even register what was said. Recalling our conversation with Casa back at the P Corp, that deeply uncurious indifference might just be one of the essential personality trait to go on a corporate employee in the city. Understood. We will explore the areas past the marked doors and return here. Thanks a ton. Well then, with Alan returning to where the other Wayfarer Company employees were huddled around, we decided to follow the corridor to the left. Hey, there's someone in there. More of the ring, maybe? Going by their silhouette, they're unlikely the member of the ring. Come on, lady, get out of my way so I can see! It's the detectives. Wait, detective? Some shabby guy I don't know. And that annoying airy dude. Sounds like Moses, Gregor, and Honglu, respectively. Oh wait, they are actually here. The trio conversation grew clear as I approached them. You okay, fella? You okay, fella? Wait, you okay, fella? You bumping your head earlier? Fine as a fiddle. It's just a minor fall. This is the 3rd time it occurred. We out to discuss this issue with the manager once the console is over. I think I bumped on the side of Hong Lu's head. Anyway, you know what to do, right? If at any moment you see a sign of, don't worry, Gregor, You made it through the explanation. Wait, let's see. Explanation and the footage, but both. You're gonna be fine again. I believe in you. Look at you now. We're right where it happened, but your arm is stable, see? Puh, ironically, fear tends to grow most gated when it is distant and unseen. I understand you might be worried about, but I don't see the earlier potential of it. So don't hesitate to share unfiltered thoughts that arise while you're in here. I know what I saw in the footage, but I'm still having a hard time believing it, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just avoiding the truth. It's just staring right in front of me. My case, nothing like Don Quixote. She needs to just keep her shoes on. It's all good and dandy for her, is it? Things don't work out that way for me. Whatever they're talking about sounds hella deep, guys. You sure about eavesdropping on him like that? That geezer. That geezer. Oh, that geezer always cagey about himself. Maybe it's now our chance to learn about him. He's sharing such an IS about himself for once. Why walk away? Don Quixote give a nonsensical interruption of... nonsense... What? Gave a nonsensical interpretation of Ryushu's, ignorant as Kira rolls her eyes out of... between the bickering of the sinners Akira. However, Altus stands in silence with an inscrutable look on her eyes. She's listening to the exchange between Moses and Gregor like a woman possessed. Okay, let's keep listening then. Altus was right. Damn it! She was right all along! The war isn't over. It never was. And it can't be over with as long as this fucking joke of a gift stays attached to my arm. Barbed words. Now let's revisit the question you couldn't answer while the footage was playing. Hopefully it becomes easier to understand now. You're using that arm to fight just fine so far. How... I can't tell if the kids are screaming or something. Ugh. I have to run downstairs and check in case they're doing something stupid. And they have the parents and grandmother, but it's like, ugh, it worries me with the screaming. Don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm just gonna check in case. I'll be back. Okay, just making sure. Anyway, now let's revisit the question you couldn't answer. Oh wait, I reread that. You've been using that arm to fight just fine so far. How? I don't mind fighting hostiles or enemies. I'm just not the kind of person who worries about people who I don't mind fighting hostiles, enemies. I'm not the kind of person who's worried about people trying to kill me, but killing my comrades, that changes things, doesn't it? I can't even control it. There's nothing I can do to brace it. It's unstoppable, like some kind of time bomb counting down to unleash a disease you never knew when its symptoms set off. Even Heathcliff, who was always first to step up when people began to spiral into self-hatred, stood in conflicted silence, his lips drawing a hard straight line. Besides, Gregor wasn't wrong in that. At the present, there wasn't any way to stop his transformation should it occur again. We're still got a good chunk of the journey left. Eventually, we have to. But no matter what lurks in the past of sinners, even if they killed 100, thousands, no, 10,000s of innocent people, will you still embrace them? We still eventually had to confront a even darker, bleaker truth of the war. Can I really trust Gregor to not crumble under the inevitable pressure? I see. You are afraid you'll end up hurting us. Well, that's at first. Well, at first, I thought I couldn't give a hoot's whatever I not accidentally murdered some of you. It's a bit saddening to hear that. You know how it is, Honglu. We, the bus team, don't exactly give off a rocking good start. But through our journey, I've begin to think of you as my comrade. And I was okay with that because I have too much faith in my own weakness. When I realized that I'd grown so weak that I couldn't even take down some backstreet thugs with this arm, I was relieved. Even that, the same arm, the same arm, my arm, a weapon that stabbed the heart out of countless people during the Smoke War. Be honest, when that Hermerhelm said that I was the exception, the thought alone made me hope. Exception. A potential to be harmless, weaker than non-combatants like you saying. It made me hope for the life that doesn't sound so bad. We all know that went through, don't we? We blew up in the worst way possible. And after all that, I couldn't bring myself to fight again, because I no longer know when this fear would eat me up again, because I'm constantly afraid of this damn gift manifesting again. The same fear you carried all before. Badly, barely, holding on to an idea the living gotta live on and nothing else. This brings me back the years, the memories that are so clear that it like they all happened yesterday. So best you kick me off of the bus before push to comes to. That can't be the answer, Greg. You can walk away, but the dangers of our journey won't leave with you. Let's see. You can't walk away, but the dangers of our journey won't leave with you. Dante and the rest of us will be still facing an endless repeat of peril. And it's not like leaving the bus would bring peace to your heart. Our deaths can be reversed should an accident occur. Even it comes at a cost of Dante's suffering. The same can't be said for most people in the city. Chuckle, that's something I never expect to hear from you. I guess you're right. If seeing this through to any kind of end, this would be a place to do so. Not many places in the city have warmth to them like this one does. Boy, this consultation thing is pretty embarrassing. I mean, it's not like I was forced to go through something as traumatic as yours, Honglu. Truth to be told, I'm not some special case. Everyone who partake in that war must have gone through more than less the same experience. Miss Moses, Aldous, and even Vilnius, the piece of work. We cannot attach a number to our misfortune as if they're something to be measured. When I fled from my past, I tried my hardest to avert my eyes from it. But you, Gregor, you're not like me. Every step that distances you from the past, you come to a pause to spare a look towards the path you have walked. All those years I let slip by, all those slip you by the dotted with the fathom of suffering that we are both inevitable and both beyond measure. Different experience, different pain. Still, if there's one thing common to everyone, that it's trauma leaves an after effect that lingers for a long time. What's yours? I dislike loud noises and people who talk too much. They sound too much like the cacophone of the war, like screaming comrades who resent me, even as they are dying, and the wounds they left in my heart bleed me dry. But I thought you were fond of Miss Moses. I talk too much. That aside, haven't you heard of your fill? Might as well come out from that corner you're hiding in. Ah, man, they knew we been dropping eaves this whole time. I was actually waiting for just the right time to come out and say a few words, but I couldn't find the appropriate moment to. Well, I would have just shared this with Manager Bud or the rest of you fellas sooner or later, so I don't really mind, but what's she doing here? TA. Temporarily ally? No. Temporarily accompaniment. Don't be an asshole. I'm working my ass off to help you guys. Pleased to make your acquaintance. You're right on time. I've been working on a theory, but I don't have all the clues to be absolutely certain. A word from someone in the know may immensely improve my confidence in the theory. Kira, do you know which door the thumb nurse father was most attached to? Huh? No. Duh. Huh? No. Duh. Duh? That's supposed to be obvious? Didn't you guys see her? You think I would chat up a scary lady? You think I chat up a scary lady like her? I mean, like that? Dude, was beating the ever-loving shit out of Local every time I saw them together. Oh yeah, he went down fighting you guys to the end, huh? Sorry. Yeah, said stuff about her generosity, all that, and fought till he died. Damn, that's unexpected. Being real for a second there, I thought he going to swap sides. Really? That lad? And why is that? You know, the vibes you guys don't know, cause you haven't seen him long without a scary lady always looming over him. What's up? You're going to stab right in the spine? Look, I think you might be training wrong, cause like, you're not improving as much you should from all that grind. Let me show you what I learned about sword swings from this comic book. That's not how my master has instructed me. The textbook cannot be permitted to have even a single deviation if it means repaying the debt it owes her. Why are you so obsessed with that crap anyway? You don't like that old lady. You don't even like the old lady. But you're not so different from me in that regard, are you? Bro, the heck you talking about? I love my pop. Seriously, I thought things were gonna crash and burn before Yukshunt came over. Ha, suppose textbook and I had that in common. If one doesn't know, let me redirect the question towards you, Ryushu. Hopefully this touches upon one of your more intact memories. Do you know which of these doors the thumbnail spot showed a particular attachment to, or a door she used most often? Why ask me? Fine. Yes, I do remember. Don't even need the clock's help to piece it back together. It's that one. The door with the metal pieces dangling around. Holy shit, I almost died there. Son of a bitch. A fucking fly. Where did these G-Corps fucks even drag these gross pests from? Mom, are you okay? Do I look okay to you, ticket? No, not really. Ha! Fine. I am fine. You know I don't break easily. You should have been there to see me tear the heads off that G-Corp vermin ticket. But Mom, your leg's bleeding a lot. Just... Here comes another mission, boy. They can't really do shit without me, huh? So much for a break. The fuck is this? A bandage for you? Is that kid serious? They have a truckload of expensive treatment on the ready to patch me up the moment I get back to the fly? Okay, never mind that. Hey, this shit this works, Mom. Satai, don't start any trouble. I'll teach you some sword techniques once I'm back. She just really went back. Just like, oh, feel better. I'm now gonna murder bug people. Must be her years in the smoke wars. Yeah, fighting in the wars took a lot out of her. Left her particularly exhausted. But she marched to every battle with a smile, stops drinking, and stops beating me, too. Like a blissful idiot, forget that she was still neck deep in an escapable pit called the House of Spiders. Well, the ironic piece didn't last. Sometime after the war ended, someone she called the consistent of the thumb visit the House of Spider as a tutor, and that's when she went back to drinking herself into a shit-faced stupor day after day. The beatings returned, so did the edge in her profanity. It was pathetic. Hold on. Why though? Sure, I was on the losing side, but wasn't Vanis on the winning side? A war hero at that? Even heard of regulations that prevent smoke ward participants from moving into I Corp and K Corp nests? The common thread between those post-war rules is they make the lives of veterans difficult. Dubious rules that don't discriminate between the winners and losers. I see, there must be things going on behind the scenes there too. But that does but doesn't that mean the back doors drop us into the trench they dug during the war? Yes, and Gregor will be the one to open it. Wait, me? Yes, the others can do it for you, but what's the point? What's be the point? You sure that won't end up giving him more nightmares? I don't see how that'll help him anyway. We do not have any means to treat whatever it slumbers in his own. Okay, let me repeat that. We do not have any means to treat whatever it is that slumbers within his arm. However, I would surmise the underlying cause of that sudden transformation was the arm itself. Then what? It's trauma. His arm took control after his psyche was crushed by the weight of unspeakable memories coming back to haunt him. It's not because the arm went berserk that he started reliving his painful past. It's the other way around, is that so? If you can come to understand that war is finally over and what others say, no matter how closely they echo in the past, it is not necessarily aimed at you, then you may able to loosen your grip of fear and anxiety that your arm could metamorphose at any moment. While her suggestion may seem blunt, it is one of the basic treatments of principles of NCorp's psychotherapy center. Fine. Fine then. Guess I'll open it up. Gregor walked up to the door, grabbed its handle, then paused, taking a slow, deep breath. With one arm, he gently opens the door. Oh, what? Why are you running? You should be taking the lead on the front lines with our G-Corp banner held high. I don't want to die. Yuri. Huh? Chuckled. It's nice to have a place to go back to. Herman. All right. Happy 15th birthday. Vanessa. You can't possibly have checked to call me cruel. Your G-Corp pests were far more messed up than I ever was, ripping people apart, cannibalizing them, You were nothing but a swarm of fucked up monsters. I thought I'd woken up from the dream, but I was still... Oh dear. A fight? Oh, he's... Okay, at least he is showing up. Wait.
책임은
소재가 좀
이 떨림. 파시아도
책임은 모두
소재가 좀
전시 준비는 완벽하답니다.
이 떨림.
나를
원하신다면
Alright,
논할
that's it.
시간이
자, 해골 바가지랑 거미 대가리.
H사와 8
드디어 내 차례냐?
Oh,
교류해요.
it's fine.
설레네요.
Alright, something's left. Okay, I'm back. This place. It's just a boring office build. It's just a boring office. I was kind of ready to be shocked, thinking there's gonna be walking into some war zone or something. You recognize this place? Of course I do. My last job before Limbus company. And my desk was over here. Here's a tip, fella. When you work in an office like this, you always get the corner desk facing the wall if you can help it. Lets you hide from the boss man. Out of sight, out of mind, you know? You can do whatever you want that way. Work, chill, even freak out and tear at the slightest sound of metal clinking. No one will catch you. No one will think you are a bother to every like other people. Gregor grins, a bitter, mocking smile directed at himself. The only downside of this desk arrangement being people walking up behind me to get my attention. Higher ups just has to holler, "Hey, vet hire!" and I'll scuttle up to him, but the others can't do that. So whenever people walk up from behind me, I get afraid that I might cause an accident. Vet hire must be about post-war veteran special appointment. Right. But I couldn't possibly complain. Wouldn't have gotten that job without it, you know. Not everyone was lucky enough to be considered for that. I was better off than most. Gregor? Head manager Ted? Gregor whipped around, his head instantly leaping to his other arm, thinking was an unfamiliar man in a clean suit standing behind us. It's really you, Gregor. And I see new faces with you. Oh wait, you folks might be the account that the guys on the other team asked us to leave the meeting room open for. Landed a new job, huh? I see you got a new employee card right there. Oh well, so how you been doing? Me? Same old, same old. Well, enough. It's not like I got anywhere else to go, right? I'm not surprised you found new work so soon. You're always a dependable guy. Is the pay good? How's life? Man. Oh yeah. You're gonna sell that Commerce coin? Some kind of metal, right? Hope you get paid good money for that. Look at me, asking how life to a fellow citizen. Can't imagine anyone would have anything good to say to you to that, huh? Tisk, moving on. Hope no one's hounding you with the vet hire shit over there. No, not at all. None of that here. Hey, that's good to hear, man. Glad you don't have to deal with that dang jackass, the exec PP, messing with you like he was a war veteran himself. You know how many years. I had to hear that geezer bragging about how he pretty profited from the war, pulling himself up by his bootstraps. About how in every pearl is an opportunity waiting to be found. Blah, blah, blah. I'm preaching to the choir, ain't I? That guy. He's still takes his Santa breaks during work hours. What do you think? His seat misses his ass every day. Oh, and get this. Remember how he used to call you special employment fella? Noble force? A few days ago, his name showed up in the HR report. Guess it says. Turns out he was lining his pockets with the kickback when we were choosing the fixer office for a partnership project. Heh. There's about to be a vacancy in the office real soon. Really? Isn't he, you know, an actual Nepo? Thought he was. I thought he's President Family. Yeah, man, it's that bad. It's what everyone ever talks about by the water cooler. If there's anything I learned here, it's people obsessed with back in my day all kinda like him. They hated how his glory days are behind them, kinda like a distraction from how pathetic they are now. And they are a backstreet kid like myself don't have glory days to look back on and you're on for, right? I look back and it's all doom and gloom, you know? It's, if you hit rock bottom, you know, you also know the only way left is to go up. You said something that before, yeah? Yeah, yes. It's my brand of bullshit philosophy. Oh boy, looks at me running my mouth in front of our customer. Sorry, fella. Oh, don't worry about it. Is that a pretty unique prosthetic you got there? No worries, but it seems that you were on your way to submit those prosthetics. Golly, I am late. Thank you for snapping out. I'm gonna get one heck of a scolding. Anyway, Gregor, hit me up sometime, eh? Let's go out and catch over a drink or something. Sure, if I ever get the chance. The man who seemed like Gregor's former co-worker hurried away, but he didn't forget to wave a good-natured goodbye. I could see a little bit of him in the way you talk, Gregor. Come on, I don't sound as old he does, do I? Moses, who been quietly observing Gregor and his former co-worker chatted, exhaled a light stream of smokes, slowly begins to speak. Many of us people who return from the war seems to suffer a certain misconception. When we are told to remember, it does not mean we are bidden to live through the nightmares of the past over and over again. We are not being cursed to relive the pain and suffering. Both Ez and I were both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. It's not like I remember because I want to. Well, if you can't bring yourself to forget them, might as well include in your memory the fact the war has indeed ended. Fine, you're not wrong there. Gregor stares at his right arm for a while, quietly Manager Bug, can't say I give you any reassurance, but just going back with my life seems to be the best answer for now. I just want to ask if you're okay with that. Though I manage, but if it's you who going to deal with that aftermath. Gregor would always say the same to those who suffer from the cruelty inherent in the living. Still, live on, just live. Even as his lips spoke those words, his eyes would take on a desperate, unfocused look. Separate and a focused look, shaded beneath despair. Today, the gloomy gray seems to way to give a hint of blue sky beyond. This may be no more than a single ray of sun peering through the dark clouds that have long suffocated the sky. It would probably take much more than this for the shadows to be fully lifted, but don't you worry, I'll be fine. It's a big step forward for him to address even a little bit of persistent anxiety from his past. When we emerged from that door, we saw Altis facing away from us, her weapon drawn. Wait, I don't think she even followed us through that door. Huh? Were you here the whole time? Yes, I was told a lot, like Alan figure that someone has to stay behind and watch the door during these operations. So I stay and... Oh, hey! Aw, man, it's for those ass hats again. Weird. The corridor is not a place for those newbies to be roaming around on their own. As you can see, a few uninvited guests has decided to visit us through a different door. I looked past Altis just in time. More for this pouring into the corridor through a different back door. They might try find a different way to get the ring nurse father's corridor. Well, we can't just let them through, can we? Kill them all! Damn, Dante. Vicious.
요새 일 말곤 할 게 없어서 그런가 자꾸 대기 타게 된단 말이지. 해결사 영상 보는 거랑 좀 비슷한 느낌도 있고. 솔까 이건 좀 재밌을지도?
영감이 떠올랐어요.
방금의 공격, 폭신 그 자체였다.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
림버스 컴퍼니の皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
떨거지는 잘라낸다. 약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 이제
아이씨,
해결사의
짜증나.
정신도
이 정도쯤은
꿰뚫려라. 꿰뚫리고.
새삼스럽지만 꽤 괜찮네. 제법이야.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
가족을 위해. 꿰뚫려라.
너무 과했는데.
맞아. 살살해. 그러다 뼈라도 부서지면 살 속에서 뼈가 씹힐 거라고. 개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
외부 요인에 의한 강화지만 너무 경계만 할 필요는 없어요.
활용 가능성에 대해 고민해보게.
떨거지는 잘라낸다. 아류 산초 병열 60.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
따뜻해. 쏟아내라.
기억으로 남길 만한 가.
보여드려야겠군요. 왜냐해 예술을.
개체 제압 완료.
이 혈투의
기존 매뉴얼과는
승리를 이끌-
조금 다른 방식이지만 나쁘지 않은데요.
이렇게 뒀다가 저희도 해보죠.
아류 산초 경혈 육식 찢겨라. 따뜻한 피.
훌륭한 단말만이요. 기대해라.
エリートオペレーター並みの腕前です 짜증나게
Ouch.
영원히 잠들어.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다.
내가 어버이보다 뛰어.
관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고
떨거지는
하더군요.
잘라낸다.
긍정적인 변화네요. 이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
아류
재밌네.
산초 경혈 80.
난 너희가 좀 더 어설플 거라고 생각했거든.
따뜻한 피. 쏟아내.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이란다.
저희 뼈로 이제야 친해졌네요.
ドクターのように優れた式ですね 자, 오늘 할 거 다 끝난 거 맞지? 그럼 약속대로 이 만화책이랑 해결사 잡지 가져간다
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는
오랜
순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이
아,
마음껏
맞아요.
마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는
Nope.
유일한 꿈이니까.
오늘도 부디 정신을 유지할 수 있기를.
Once we dealt with the Ganves who invaded the Nurse Father destroyed corridor, we left for the index. We ran into a few familiar faces waiting for our destination. Huh? Hey, you guys have a day off? Like, don't you guys have a day off? Yeah, but I thought I might as well come along. It's, you who keep summoning us while we're in the middle of something, so I decided that if we might have actually be more convenient for us to be with you in person. Your summoning occurs at most unidea moments. Now I know wasn't doing it on I know you weren't doing it on purpose, but all 3 times you summoned me, I was leaning over snakes topped over with a bunch of whipped cream. Today, I learned that blacking out and walking up to me shaped indented in a cake I was about to chow down doesn't make for a relaxing break. Sorry about that. I should check in with you guys before summoning, but I'm still getting used to it. Okay, now you're being too sorry. No hard feelings, I'm tagging along because I need some exercise, that's all. I appreciate the additional employee assignment. Now, if you could share information that you know yet another corridor. I hung out here all the time, so I know this place there was this super clingy super little, like, I mean, this was a super clingy, little, annoying little, no, that wasn't the masked dude. There was the other, is there someone you don't remember? Oh, right, Kira doesn't remember, Kira probably doesn't remember Sora. Sora? I don't think that name rings any bells for us either. Is that someone who used to... Yeah, well, Sora was an Index apprentice, so she probably lived here. Foresaw the Index apprentice, who, pray tell, whoever is that middle, the thumb and the ring each has an apprentice, yet the Index and Pinky lacks them? Indeed quite odd if mere 3 of the 5 fingers kept an apprentice each. Retrace on my recollection, yet I find it like following a trail of odorless air, invisible, unreal. No, there was someone, but I can't. The representation of the Pinky and Index apprentice are missing. No, to be more precise, a merciless blade has shredded and reduced them to an intangible formlessness. Puff, how refreshing to hear the same impression from someone else rather than myself for once. As it seems, I was the only one who remembered the 2 apprentices. I retraced back to our first meeting and briefly shared what I knew about Sora. She doesn't sound like a very forgettable character. Well, the S should cut her in ribbons. That would explain as though I'm recalling a sequence of events with a critical part missing between. I can almost imagine her giggling to herself. Like creepy loner, she's probably wearing glasses too, right? Like one of those gloomy introverts from an anime? I see. So that's why it feels like I'm tearing through each strand of weave. Ryushi, let's say the world made of strings or threads, clock. With every slash, this blade would be cutting through the flow strings that twine to comprise one's existence. When an object is severed forever beyond repair, you think neither trace or shape would be left on it. But now you piece some of it together, almost. Instead of elaborating, Ryusha fell silent, save for the sound of the tip of her cigarette turning to ash. Sounds like she's recalling another incomplete memory. I guess she's trying to avoid over-speculating what she doesn't know for sure. Damn, that totally breaks the meta. I have a vague idea how it works, but this is the first time I'm hearing the deets. Papa had to go through 4 ramp-up stages, remove seals to, like, even make a full use of his sword. Honestly, yours need a trade-off. Your sword is totally power creeps Papa's. Pfft, T.O.'s. There is plenty already. Oh, so true. I guess slicing your memory away is already hell of a trade-off. Sorry. Okay, so I guess you don't have anything to contribute for this quarter. I got one. I don't know where it leads to, but the Index guy used to use it all the time. I hope it doesn't drop us into an army of Indexers. TPU. They rarely gather in big groups. She says that's pretty unlikely. Wait. Oh, that... Ow! What's that for? Wait, did you hit me with that sword handle? I didn't do anything, but I saw it. I saw Ryusha stab her onion, suddenly jerk to the other side. Prodding Sinclair like it's annoyed by something. I won't STS-I sink like SYLC until you can barely walk. I swear this isn't a slander or whatever it is. Look, you poked me so hard it left a mark on my arm here. Well, I guess I don't want to read too much into it, but The scabbard was rattling like it's irritated something. Stop interpreting for her. This is why she won't stop making up these nonsense Ackermans. He's making it worse. I gotta stop him from translating for her somehow. Yeah. Wait, has that voice come now? Sound like... Dante, you saw it too, right? Risha didn't do anything. Wait, really? It wasn't really... Nope. Then it's decided. To be fair to Sinclair, no one else but I saw in full tale how the scabbard came to be. Which means that he couldn't imagine his wildest dreams that the scabbard poked him its own volition. It doesn't seem like any of the sinners heard that voice either. Damn, you guys bully him a lot, huh? Well, the lad's been overdue for a little smack up in his noggin. We should head inside. Let's not keep Alan waiting. Kara directed us towards the almost disturbingly normal wooden door, so featureless that I could have mistaken it for a dozen of doors we passed the other nest. We're greeted by a stale whiff of a stale, musty air. For a moment, we walk through the door. Oh, it's a prison? I think this leads to a basement. And emerge what appears to be an almost dungeon-like basement area. Whatever the mask, Unk beeper rang, he walks through this door. So who are they? Oh, wait. The index. The sign of life. These were the people living down there and up until a few hours ago. Why are you here, paper slips? We're only executing the prescripts. I had it with these prescripts, though. At least yours don't make it annoying beeps. The basement was stocked up with shelf-stable and non-perishable food, and the cells were all completely empty, save for what looks like makeshift beds in each of them. It's likely a dungeon used to imprison individuals, varying features that may be required to complete a prescript. Seriously? This room seems to be used for something worse than a simple incursion among Faust's conjure is that the captures were conditioned in a body and mind in various ways to match the prescript's liking. Ugh, sounds like the guy just as crazy as the rest of them. Wait. That staircase right leads up here. Let's check what's... freaking annoying, man. What the heck are you doing? You cannot enter this door. Oh, I see. Another grifter blocking in a doorway. Move. I need to see something. The will of the prescript forbids you. You cannot enter through this door. What do we do? Is it worth forcing our way in? They seem pretty adamant not letting us in. I prefer we stay as far as possible away from any that has to do with the gods, I mean, prescripts. But nothing in this basement gives me any indication as the door connects to. Aldous is right. We're going to have to go upstairs somehow if we want to get an idea where this door leads to. If Ren's using this basement, then I'd like to see what's upstairs. Honestly, learning that door connected to the basement is more important across the list. If it has anything to do with the regimentary. Alright, then let's push through executing your command, Executive Manager. The will of the brisket is absolute. Is it though? Is it? How many of them there are? 4.
이 안정감 있고 부드럽게 잡히는 푹신 최상이군. 이런 푹신한 날엔 안 풀리는 일이 없지.
There's 2 kinds. Oh wait. Oh dear, that's not.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
들리세요? 한 쌍의 상황골과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
아이씨, 짜증나게.
합격점.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요. 기대해라.
공들여 적어둔 매뉴얼이 쓰레기로 전락하는 데엔 고작 1분밖에 걸리지 않네.
Wait. What's this? Uh-oh.
영감이 떠올랐어.
꿰뚫려라. 슛!
エリートオペレーターの皆入り前です。
마지막으로 남길 말?
그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여버렸군. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이지.
실밥이 터졌나?
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
가족을 위해.
훌륭한 단말만해요.
Oh. Oh, he's marked.
너희의
もう調子が悪くなっているみたいです
혈투를 승리로 이끌겠다.
고귀하게.
아류 산초 경혈 60 찢겨라.
Uh-oh.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
That was close.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
Look her fly like a helicopter.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 가지고 보여드려야겠군요. 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 예술을. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
Wait, I don't see.
고귀하게.
Oh no! Why he has so? Ow!
아이씨,
Ow!
짜증나게.
Ow! Oh, she's marked.
그저 하염없이 모든 피를 머금고 그래 그렇게 황홀히 피어나고 피어나고 피어나라.
多数討伐確認。ブレイクスラム
의도는 모르겠지만 이걸로 공평해졌네.
썰어버려도 상관없지.
양밤이 떠올랐어.
사류 산초 경혈 육식 찢겨 쏟아내라.
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
읽고 와주시는군요.
자, 오늘 할 거 다 끝난 거 맞지? 그럼 약속대로 이 만화책이랑 해결사 잡지 가져간다.
Up there? You may speak of me casually, Arya, but in the presence of other apprentice, perhaps you should find it preferable to mimic the tone of the Dermerstar. Come on, it's not like I want to be the Dermerstar. Just let me do whatever I want while I'm here. Certainly, you do have a point. So, what's there? The stairs. I'm not sure myself. I've never been upstairs. Ain't you ever a little curious? Why bother peeling back the heavens to see what's beyond? Those who were waiting of yearning didn't need to raise their head to the skyward. Am I seeing 90 minutes? Clock, what do you see? I'm not sure, but now we've got another reason to check what's upstairs.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도
Alright, we're
피를
gonna see
마신
why
순간에는 생각나지 않을
the
거다.
prescript doesn't want us there.
그래, 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수
More
있는
prescripts
유일한
to
꿈이니까.
beat up.
피를 머금을 시간이네.
장부에 적힌 놈들은 볼 때마다 기가 막히는군.
상담은 나중으로
우리
하지.
중지가
지금은
검지처럼 엄격한
그럴 여유가 없고.
검지처럼 이해할 수 없는 걸 요구하는 것도 아닌데 말이지.
양밤이 떠올랐어.
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어갔군.
Oh dear. Are they just higher level or offensive level? Because I noticed that some attacks are fumbling.
ドクターのように優れた
Oh no, she's marked.
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
떨거지는 잘라낸다. 따뜻한 피.
시간이 남았어도 이 정도쯤은.
도시에서는 누구도 자유롭지 못해. 저 손님이라고 예외는 아니겠지.
Who has the most health?
그쪽도 죄인인가?
꿰뚫리고 엎드리도록. 기대해라.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
이제야
대박!
예술적이네요.
간지였는데? 아이씨, 팝콘쯤은 줘도 되잖아. 이럴 때 딱 씹어줘야 하는데.
점 찍었네. 훌륭한 단말만 해요.
재밌네. 난 너희가 좀 더 어설플 거라고 생각했거든.
꿰뚫려라.
효율적인 대처로 대치를 꿰뚫었습니다.
짜증나게.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
Man, I having bad luck with these rolls.
해장병같이 무릎을
이걸
꿇고
같이 승리로
있을 때인가 13번 수감자. 평소처럼 넉살 좋게 같이 상황을 개선해 보시지.
I don't like the looks of this. Wait, she's not marked, is she? No, she's not.
고귀하게.
Okay, let's gotta ship them.
그저 하염없이 모든 피를 머금고. 그래, 그렇게 황홀히 피어나고 피어나고 피어나라.
잘 썰렸다.
깔끔한 절단력인걸? 바이올렛 브레이크 슬. 아이씨, 짜증나게. 본인이 방금 뭘 본 것인가? 엄청나게 강한
매뉴얼을 만들어두길 잘했네. 왜냐면 그렇게 예술을. 직원들이 긍정적인 환경에 놓여있게 되었어요.
썰어버려도 상관없지.
관리자님이 이 기회를 잘 활용하길 기다리겠습니다. 기계는 언제나 기다리는 운명이니까요.
떨거지는 잘라낸다. 아류 산초 경혈 육시 찢겨라.
피를
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
그래, 딱 반쯤 튀겨버려.
재밌었다.
쌍교 2항에 맞추려면
오늘
그게
할 거 다 끝난
체격이지.
거 맞지? 그럼 약속대로 이 만화책이랑 해결사 잡지
Kind of a letdown. They're just body blocking the door. That was some. Like there's some big secret behind it. Right? Look. Just like any other average family home. God. Oh man, I gotta clean up. I get a clean up, sure, but peeps should at least dust their home once in a while. A thick layer of dust covering every surface of a blotchy wallpaper made it clear that no one has been living here for a good while. Whatever family lived here must have had a child. Look at these drawings. And dolls, too. Though it seems like this place has been abandoned for quite a long time. Could something bad have happened in here? Yeah, like something must have happened there caused the family to flee, and they never got to return. Yeah, lots of evidence suggests that the open door, the single shoe just laying around. So someone fled from the home for some reason to never return. I don't know if it's hard to narrow down the cause. It really could have been anything. Are you searching for something in particular, Ryushu? Yes, but it doesn't seem to be here. Every frame photo synced beyond recognition, and whatever documents are there have been torn to shreds. Kind of like my memory. So this wasn't where he escaped to, huh? The index nurse father, Rin. The last time we saw him, he fled the house via corridor after suffering severe wounds at Ryushu's hand. It seems a miracle he survived. There's a chance he comes after Ryushu again, but something about our last encounter led me to believe that it was the last time Ryushu will ever see him. This is... wait. Do you recognize this drawing? I found myself hoping to see Ryushu piece another memory she been recalling new details all day, whenever something caught her attention. Sadly, she responded by softly shaking her head. No, I don't. Rip.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게
Well,
우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
okay, now we can just get this.
기능보다 소재의 원본을 드러내는 방향으로 겉면의 결착 염색 방식은 사후 경련을 보다 돋보일 수 있게. 예, 피드백에 따라 결점을 보완하겠습니다, 도슨트님.
Okay, might as well, I guess, uptie this. Oh, it's considered sinking too.
발톱 장식이 요격 없음. 먹이를 핥히어 소나기에 담으려는 격정 느껴짐. 이번에 만들어낸 작품은 심사의 출품에도 좋겠군. 그런가. 이참에 다음 작품을 위해 새 소...
First thread through the eyes of the needle. 27 suturings through in the synthetic Z-twist fiber assembled by using the ingredients of a I don't know what that word means. Carbovas muscle and carnal tendril. It tends to be threaded through with the number 2 bunkin needle. Then the suture closed. The fast insert located in the interior. The feedback at the critique season was that the animal in focus was made to be more obvious. Thurvor parts taken from other animals have been removed wholesale. In addition, primary materials have been procured to compensate for the missing components. Now place the thick patches of reasonable pre-trimmed materials over fashion insertion and return to truck using only primary ingredients will fall short of tints. A goal of accomplishment was when my original blueprint was convert which was designed with access to various ingredients in mind. Still, this technique will allow me to achieve similar effects. The current objective remains the same. Receive evaluation higher than B- and attend a measurable improvement beyond the status quo, because it is customary for the individual who chose to job this collect engagement in themselves with the customers output schedule, steady improvements and evaluation, further adjustments to objectives seem unnecessary. It has been advised that I could perhaps use the desired coil, the ring twice, thrice my ring finger as a fuel to obsess myself with computer work. However, I have no desire of that kind. Other points of feedback from the duck were likewise without issue. I have watched 62 videos of dog fighting pits, paid 7 visits to the feminine animal conservatory, watched 71 documentaries on predatory animals, and spent 284 hours living among the primary material candidate. However, none of these advised actual activities have exhibited improvements in my work. The purpose of the assignments feel what favors to be impressive of what animals can be, However, the instruction manual does not include any reference how a form feels could apply to artwork. I have unable to identify the measurable means, which may be translated to physical media. I have punctured the transfer bag. The blood prepared for the kidney stage is leaking now. Revisiting these memories must have made me somewhat emotional. The touch of my fingertips have been too rough. In case such temporarily seal performance with the large gauze seal, according to the extraction material. Materials with this level of thickness requires number 21 ultrafine needle and 6 times determined nerve fiber handle. This fiber is too bitter, especially that employing number 18 bone needle with the myophyte needle, like the thread, would most effectively for this test. I would continue attempting current methods. Nevertheless, I must work according with the instruction manual. This will require longer time investment than I do calculate. Enough blood has leaked and drenched the material for a while. The product to practically the experience of the instruction manual did not state the product of Hapistant can be used for this assignment, as the blood will be removed. Perhaps these instructions to be doubted and reviewed. The concept of conceives my product expression does not seem to agree what conveys the instruction manual, because what is more fed the crimson than industrial crunch it upon the brownish pelt looks like of a wild hound that's just tore open its prey's jugular. Yet, how much faith can they put on their gaze behind There is no Limbus method by which precise this important then judgment will be reserved. My ability to patch the performance on the transfer back before complete loss of blood limited by insufficient skill, which means more greens must be gathered. This aspect cult has not met the standard, but functional must be field tested and proven. Its extended near incendiary form retracts the nearest core, sort of core that pulled by function. Each claw has what I call sharp edge, making it a suitable tool for harvesting. The artwork in our leaning still cuts fairly layers that have been rearranged for comfortable fit when over the arm and beneath the fur is closely minimized damage in the terrier. My submission has been constantly scored of a series of B-, which event that is the degree of objection my opponent for assessment. However, I have been unable to address feedback that my work lacks punch, which that's little to do with the artwork's just what I'm supposed to do. Inject needles inside the helmet has been activated. The paint over my bloodstream, very forcing the connection between and showing my work. But my fire materials used to carefully construct the artwork material firmly wrapped around my hand, allowing me to wield this tool apart of me. The injection ensures to easily control my ingredients, even as dozens of us present in a harvesting ground preserved. However, a disadvantage of such method is still accessible in the user. The emotional excitement begins impulsively, which makes the person calling into the unrecognizable red paste rather than being chilled. And only I could paint them over and over with my brush. Wouldn't that make a fine piece of art? What a shame. Grrr! If only the instruction man specific to such moment of passion could redirect my work. If only enabled my better art. Like, he's just getting frustrated with the strain extra. What is that? Who over there is that? Okay, now this is upgraded. At least use those two. We're gonna temporarily replace them. Just only for the events. Okay, and I'm just go back to, well, off stream that I use this one. Let's see, what can I technically fit? 5. Okay. Which honestly, this feature I find it more efficient than previous installments because the fact
사실 이런 보모구실은
that
제가
because
아니라
it
세피러들의
is
역할이긴 하죠.
constant fights,
관리자님도 알다시피
like
저는
you don't have to have an
언제나 수십 명의
SFP
몫을 해내고
reset.
있으니까요.
고귀하게.
Uh-oh, that's bad luck. Ow, you stabbed me. I'm gonna write that up. I'm gonna write what you did and tell the fellas you are bad, bad
단순해서
dude.
좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
Might as well stay quiet for now. I need to give my voice a break.
엎드리도록. 꿰뚫려라. 슛!
비뚤어졌구려.
개체가 다소 불리한 조건에 놓여 있습니다. 이 기회를 효과적으로 노려보죠.
따뜻. 꿰뚫리고.
합격장.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다
무기를 만드는
대단한
것만큼
능력을 가지고 있다고
내가 어버이보다
제가 늘
죄인인가?
말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
대단해. 비로군. 엎드리도록.
피해 산출값이 예상 범위를 벗어났는데요.
훌륭한 단말만 해요.
적절한 비교 지표가 있는지 모르겠군. 의사 실험 기록이 있다면 바로 전송해주게.
기대해라.
엄청나게 강한 일격을.
저 개체는 오래 버티진 못하겠군요. 관리자가 상황에 맞는 효과적인 공격 수단을 택했으니 당연한 결과일 테지.
예술적이네요.
너희의 무기.
너희 너무 얕잡아 보인 거 아니야?
감상은 어떤가요?
아리탄초 병열 60. 찢겨라.
또한 용서할 테니.
따뜻한 피. 꿰뚫리고. 너희의 무기.
강당강당
승리를
목숨줄만 붙어있고 곧 끝장날 수 있을 것 같은데.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요.
저희 영감을
수감자지만
일깨워주시면
효율적인 마무리를 명령하시겠지요, 단테.
피날레를 시작하자. 재밌네.
아류탄초
난
병열
뭔가
60.
좀 더 어설플 거라고 생각했거든.
감상은 어떤가요?
엎드리도록.
합격장.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
훌륭한
그래.
단말만해요.
딱 반쯤 죽여버렸군. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이지.
훌륭한 단말만해요. 파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
좋아.
보여드려야겠군요.
이번에는 제대로 들어가.
외면의 예술을.
여관에 가면 기로 한참을 떠들 가족을 위해. 바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
이제야.
너무 과했는데.
맞아.
아류탄초 병열 60.
살살해.
찢겨라.
그러다 뼈라도 부서지면 속에서 뼈가
꿰뚫려라.
찢어라고.
꿰뚫리고.
팝콘쯤은 줘도 되잖아. 이럴 때딱
신체파의
씹어줘야
예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 이제야 친해졌네요.
방금은 좀 쩔었는데.
그 소재 이제야 친해졌네요.
여관에 가면 기로 한참을 떠들 이 혈투를 승리로 이끌겠다. 바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
이제야 친해졌네요.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 혈관에 두께. 나쁘지 않아요. 이제야 친해졌네요.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요, 단테. 잘 썰렸습니다.
깔끔한 절단력인걸?
아류 산초 경혈 육식 찢겨라. 흐르는 피로군. 기원을 갖춘 놈과 그대로 물러나
카데오 땡마
이 혈투를 승 가족을 위해.
용서할 테니.
혈관의 덕에
마지막으로 남길 말.
나쁘지 않아요.
아류 산초 경혈 80 갈라지도록. 꿰뚫려라.
매뉴얼을 만들어두길 잘했네.
기대.
그렇게만 해.
괜찮은 공격이네요.
너희의
앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
고귀하게.
승리로 이끌.
혈관의 덕에 나쁘지 않아요.
합격장. 이제야 완성되었나?
따뜻한
피날레를 시작하자.
한 번에 명령을
이번에
너도
저것 좀 배워와봐.
너희의 무기로 이
그쪽도
혈투를 승리로
죄인인가?
그 소재 가져갈래요.
아류 산초
그래.
경혈 육식
그렇게
찢겨라.
시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한
한
법.
살의 상황골과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가. 훌륭한 단말만해요.
알리사가 감도를 93%까지 끌어올렸던 실험 데이터보다 산출값이 좋네요. LCA나 LCD에게서
아류
산출했던
산초
비정
경혈
성값과
육식
다르게
찢겨라.
이건 쓸 수 있겠어. 양질의 데이터를 얻었군.
합격장. 마지막으로 남길 말.
이 또한 용서할 테니.
따뜻한 쏟아내라. 여간의 무기로 한참을 더
양밤이 떠올랐어요.
승리로 이끌. 다리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요. 꿰뚫려라.
이제야 친해졌네요.
이번에
파우스트,
분수
신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저희 뼈로 틈을 잡고 혈관의 덕에 이제야 친해졌네요.
원더풀 선택이었어 나리.
기원을 갖춘
저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는
그대로 무너져.
훌륭한 단말만해요.
너희의
전의
무기
위대한 일격을 기록하는 중이다.
떨거지는 잘라낸 것.
코스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
아류 산초 경혈 80 갈라지도 쏟아내라. 기대해라.
먼치킨 압도적인
거기야.
전력.
파우스트,
가끔
신체파의
질릴 때도
예술을
있지만
보여줄
역시
시간이랍니다.
늘 먹던
저희
맛에서만
뼈로
느껴지는
이제야 친해졌네요.
그러니까
훌륭한 제압 성과를 낸 직원이 있군요. 효율적인 결과를 위해서 이제야 친해졌네요. 이쯤에서 관리자님이 칭찬의 말을 건네줘도 좋을 것 같네요. 물론 진심까지 담길 필요는 없습니다.
감상은 어떤가요?
그저 하염없이 모든 피를 머금고 그래 그렇게 황홀히 피어나고 피어나고 피어나라. 꿰뚫려라. 슛!
혈관의 보이지 않아요.
움직임이 좋네요. 추출된 인격의 전투감각
이
덕분일까요?
혈투를
수감자
승리로
본연의 기량이
잘라낸다.
돌아왔구나. 관리자의 지위가 이끌어낸 명령일지도 모르지.
이건 기록해두었다가 분석할 때 다시
한
봐야겠네요.
쌍의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
엎드리도록. 슛! 다류 산초 경혈 80. 갈라지도록.
훌륭한 단말만해요.
개체에게 일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다.
감상은
샴페인을
어떤가요?
가져오기엔 너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만 이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모두의 희생을 기리며 축배를 드는 것도 나쁘지 않겠죠. 그 소재 가져갈래요.
훌륭한 단말만해요.
영원히 잠들어라.
비록은
피날레를 시작하자.
이제야 완성되었나?
재밌었다. 자, 오늘 할 거 다 끝난 거 맞지? 그럼 약속대로 이 만화책이랑 해결사 잡지
Alright.
가져간다.
Well, I guess with
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠.
high school.
비록 지금 제 작품이 만인의
Okay, that means I could just. Yeah, let's do this just to speed us up a little. Okay, now he's up to level 50. But he needs a bit more.
엄중한 심사 부탁드립니다.
リンバスカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。고귀하게.
실밥이 터졌나?
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
꿰뚫려라.
敵に対して大きな打撃を与えました
거기서
엎드리고 쳐보시죠.
(72조) 사망 디행 사야.
그쪽
이 확인된
죄인인가?
강화지사 중지를 위협했으니 죽을 때까지 참아줘야 할 거다.
원더프레스 선택이었어 나리! 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군!
파우스트? 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이란다.
피해 산출값이 예상 범위를 벗어났는데요.
적절한 비교 지표가 있는지 모르겠고 유사 시험 기록이 있다면 바로 전송해 주세요.
보여드려야겠군요.
그렇게 시원하게
왜냐면
처리하니
예술을
보는 맛이 나는군.
너희의 무기로
일 처리는
이
빠르게
혈투를
하는
승리로
편이
이끌겠다.
덜 답답한 법이지.
고귀하게
아류산 초평열 80.
재밌네. 난 너희가 좀 더 어설플 거라고 생각했거든.
24개의 늑골이차 안에는 티비아의 멜로디가.
괜찮은 공격이네요.
훌륭한 지역
앞으로도
성과를 낸
그렇게만
직원이고
해주세요. 꿰뚫려라.
효율적인 결과를 위해서 이쯤에서 관리자님이 칭찬의 말을 건네줘도 좋을 것 같네요.
맞아!
물론
살살해.
진심까지
그러다
담길
뼈라도
필요는
부서지면
없습니다.
팔쪽에서 뼈가 씹힐 거라고.
기원을 갖지는 없고
대박!
그대로 무너져.
방금은 간지였는데. 아이씨, 팝콘쯤은 줘도 되잖아. 이럴 때 딱 집어줘야.
너희의 무기로 떨거지는 잘라낸다. 승리로 이끌겠다. 아류산초 경열 60. 찢겨라. 따뜻한 피.
들리세요? 한 쌍의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이차 안에는 티비아의 멜로디가.
8번의 두께. 나쁘지 않아요. 그 소재 가져갈래요.
이제야 완성되었네.
방금은 좀 쩔었는데.
무기를 만드는 것만큼은 내가 가족을 위해 갈라지듯 쏟아내라.
적에게 치명성을 입혔군요.
쏟아내라.
관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
가족을 위해.
항상
입이 다물어지지
저희
않을
영감을
정도의 일격이었네.
일깨워 주시는군요.
실밥이 터졌나? 꿰뚫려라. 쏟아내라. 이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
이 또한 용서할 테니.
제가 괜히 먹을 것들을
이
사들고
혈투를 승리로
오는 것이 아닙니다, 딴테. 이런 부수적인 효과를 기대했었죠. 멈췄나? 설마 아무런 지휘도 안 하고 가만히 있는 겁니까, 단테?
생일이라. 나는 태어나자마자 그 사람에게 버려졌어. 그러니 내게 생일만큼 저주스러운 날도 없을 거야. 양밤이 떠올랐어요.
아류 산초 경혈 60 찢겨라. 따뜻한 피 쏟아내라.
이제야 친해졌네요.
파우스트? 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 등을 잡고 혈관에 돋게. 나쁘지 않아요. 이제야 친해졌네요.
잘 썰렸다.
피날레를 시작하자.
깔끔한 절단력인걸?
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위
완성되었네.
쉽게 하지 않아요.
훌륭한 단말만 해요.
먼치 퀸 압도적인 전력.
파우스트,
가끔 질릴
신체
때도
파의
이런.
예술을 보여줄
역시 늘
시간이란다.
먹던 맛에서만 느껴지는 도파민이 있다니까.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 저의 살로 채워놓은 외면의 예술.
아류 산초 경열 팔찌
이제야 친해졌네요.
꿰뚫리고 흐르는 피로군.
훌륭한
그래.
단말만 해요.
딱 반쯤 죽여버렸군. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이지.
감상은 어떤가요?
따뜻한
혈관을 두껍게
추잡하네.
나쁘지 않아요.
꿰뚫리고
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
훌륭한 단말만 해요.
여기까지 와서 망설일 생각은
혈투의
하지 않았으면
승리로
좋겠어. 사람을 죽이고 싶지 않았다면 너희도 세피라들도 처음부터
죄인인가?
거래를 하지 말았어야지.
저 개체는 오래 버티지
기대.
못하겠군요. 관리자가 상황에 맞는 효과적인 공격 수단을 택했으니 당연한 결과일 테지.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진
그
않았군.
소재 이제야
아류 산초 경열 팔찌
적합한 조치였습니다.
갈라지도 쏟아내
제가 연구원이라고?
꿰뚫려라.
뻥치지 마. 어디 해결사 출신 루키를 이런 곳에 짱 박아둔 건 아니고. 아이씨, 뭔가
예쁘네.
아깝네.
이제야 친해졌네요. 개체에게 일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다. 샴페인을 가져오기엔 너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만 이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모두의 희생을 기리며 축배를 드는 것도 나쁘지 않겠죠.
가족을 위해
파우스트, 신체 파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틀을 잡고 저의 살로 채워놓은 이제야 친해졌네요.
저 수감자는 기억해두겠습니다.
꿰뚫리고
면담에서 치하할 만한
마지막으로
있을 때
남길 만?
언급하라는 것도 상부의 지시인지라.
쏟아내
이번에도 잘해줬어. 유익한 책이 또 하나 늘었네. 도시에는 내가 모르는 것들이 많아. 이렇게 하나씩 알아가다 보면 언젠간 반드시 찾을 수 있겠지. 세상의 모든 것이 담긴 단 하나의 책을.
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠. 비록 지금 제 작품이 만인의 신금을 울리지는 못하더라도
피를 머금을 시간이네.
너희 보조사서들은 나와 다를 바 없을 거야. 그 사람의 계획에 한껏 이용당하고 결국 버려진 신세잖아.
떨거지는
나는 살고 싶어. 너희도 마찬가지일 테고. 그러니 협력해줬으면 해. 단 하나의 책을 찾을 수 있도록.
꿰뚫려라.
비뚤어졌구려.
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해.
죄인인가?
합격장.
따뜻한 엎드리도록.
저들도 내가 물을 싫어하든 그토록 기피하는 것이 있었던.
한 쌍의 상황골과 24개의
앞으로
늑골이
꺼내는
자아내는
조금
티비아의 멜로디가.
그래
파우스트,
그렇게
신체타의
시원하게
예술을
처리하니
보여줄
보는
시간이야.
맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
너무 과했는데.
맞아. 살살해. 그러다 뼈라도 부서지면 파이 속에서 뼈가 씹힐 거라고.
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
추잡하네.
보여드려야겠군요.
예술적이네요.
왜냐하면 예술을.
외부 요인에 의한 강화지만
감상은
너무 경계만 할
어떤가요?
필요는 없어요.
활용 가능성에 대해 고민해보게.
그래. 딱 반쯤 죽여버려. 13조 2항에 맞추면 그게 제격이지.
훌륭한 단말만해요.
해전병같이
영감이
무릎을
떠올랐어요.
꿇고 있을 때인가 13번 수감자.
다류산토 경열 80
평소처럼 넉살좋게
갈라지도록.
같이 상황을 개선해 보시지.
따뜻
마지막으로 남길 말은
엎드리도록.
본인이 방금 뭘 본 것인가? 엄청나게 강한 일격을. 그 소재 가져갈래요.
급이 안 맞는 싸움도 꽤 재밌다고
찍었네.
생각했는데. 이게 구경하는 입장에선 몰라 애매하네.
너희가
훌륭한
더
뭔가
어설픈
만화책에
거로
나오는
몇
주인공
번째 탄
이름처럼 간지나는 대사라도 좀
17번째라네.
찍어봐.
확실히 관리자의 지위가 동반된다면 승률이 상당히 높군.
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠.
Okay, now he's maxed out in level. But yeah, he is both sinking and bleed. Which, let's see. Wait, what's his passive technically? Just insight. Nah, he's like part of the new insight team. Not insight. Sinking. I forgot that. Is he a hybrid of sinking? No, he is. I think he is. But yeah, no, he is pure bleed. What about her? Like, I know this Faust is. She is a poise sinking. While this Radon is, yeah, she is bleed sinking. Okay. Oh wait, this is the final level. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to... But yeah, this is, I think, I'm gonna work on, is getting that Radon. Oh yeah, that's her. All right. Okay, let's just... Oops. Alright, now we'll see who we're throwing hands with. Okay, let's read.
책임은 모두 내
소재가 준비됐어? 전시 준비는 완벽.
이 떨림.
시연회의 일정이 잡혔습니까?
나를 불렀나?
원하신다면. H사와 8.
자,
드디어 내 차례냐?
Okay, we're gonna use
이거 참
this new fella
설레는구려.
to see how he performs. After leaving the Ren's quarters, we explored the Index corridor for a while. But we didn't find anything that could help piece Ryushu's memory back together. Great work. Now we can leave just the Pinky Nurse Father corridor, but the room didn't have any back doors for us to explore. There's countless more in the adjusted corridor, but our guideline makes it a bit difficult to divide it into each and every one of them right away, which means that our work here is done. Thanks for your assistance, Dante. Okay, glad we can help. Dante replies that they're happy to have been of assistance. Well then, it's been a pleasure. After a brief handshake, Ellen returned for the base. We probably should have done the same, but want to take a look around anyway? Sure. As we have more business here than checking doors, we stay here a little bit longer to investigate the Pinky corridor. The Pinky Nurse Father room had a particular structure. Each door we opened led to a room identical shape to the previous one. And even though I was certain we traversed quite a few rooms, we somehow found ourselves back to the starting point. There's some small design difference between each room, but that can help tell them apart, but it's difficult to tell which one unless we looked really hard at every detail. Where are we now? The kitchen? How do you know that? I've been there before. Someone ghosted me after promising to watch Fixer clips together, so I thought I'd come visit. If someone you all met too, I thought must be another severed by the exact. Dan, you might be right. His name is Ren, the Pinky Apprentice. I tick-tock, but no one really seems to have anything to say. I suppose it only makes sense, after all, his existence registered to no one but me. But so, you said back at K-Corp, but that you cooked before. You were talking about this, huh? Yep. Well, yep. I used to perform intense culinary artistry here. Your scalper is shaking. The reviews were glowing. One of them is yum, meaning, yeah, unbelievably mouth-watering. The scalper I was definitely shaking from the side without Alfred to deny Reishu's claim. Must be pretty damn bad, huh? Tisk, I'm having a hard time believing her, if you ask me. What do you make? Boxed lunch. Boxed lunch that kids might bring to grade school with. Sausage cut like octopus and tomaga. A bit simple to intense culinary arts, don't you think? Don't you know? There's nothing like a school lunch rivalry. So, I want to octopus tomaga, and why are you making such sausages out of octopus? No, I mean sausages that cut like octopus. And why are we cutting sausages into octopus shapes? Because it's the Dorbs, that's why. Something like this? What's that? Sausage carved into octopus shape. Didn't miss a single suction cup. Come on, I didn't mean like a real life octopus. It gotta be adorable, cat. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Isn't that SD once it got down to go? What's so important? Yeah. But mommy, there's nothing like a school box lunch rivalry. You. Huh? You doing your weird acronyms again, ain't you? It means I don't understand. Sorry, that's when you say I don't know. ID. No, mom. SMH. There must be some happier memories, and I share. The sinners of me, and even a scabbard, it can't imagine or recall them in full. But for Ryusha, the most important part of those memories remain sliced away. Still, if we can piece more and more of her memory together by going over these pieces, you want to check upstairs too? As soon as I ask, however, the sinner's footsteps come to a stimulative stop. Wait! Hang on, Clockhead. Don't open that door yet. I looked back, and Kira and Heathcliff posed to fight, hands on their weapon. This way, manager. And Mersalt, who realized that indicate, yanked me back to line, and mere moments. So there was someone guiding these whelps. Figure they'll send more than folders to House of Spiders. Puff stinks of wet dog. The claws of massive paws swept through where we just standing. Wolf mask. It's really a monster. Emily at Venice said. The place is already occupied. If you be so kind to help me with the directions? Is it where Master Occult Arts is located? The question came from a woman who appears from one of the doors to lead to a corridor. She's wearing a wolf mask. Unlike the Vesp who we encountered, she seems to make point to speak and act on Dick, but with a subtle hint of violence in her voice quickly betrays this air of flexibility. Sure, you at the address, lady. Robot Unk and stuff ain't in this part of the house. Find a different corridor. Yeah. Yes, I'm aware, but I'm not here to look for his creation, which are easier mistaken for mass-produced garbage. Damn. I could feel her intense gaze, even her face was obscured by the mask. And there's no doubt her eyes were bearing down on Ryush. Suddenly, I'm reminded of what Rim said a moment when he fled to the court. We let him absorb us too freely. What is that? First, confirm a lot of important intel, including the fact the House of Spot has fallen and Ryusha currently possess the Erdena. They want Ryusha from themselves, whatever she's complete or not. Ryusha as she's now. Isn't that intriguing for once? My name is Rofi. She revealed herself. Ryan Williamson, the blade covered by the 5 fingers, master funnel pompous masterpiece. As the doc of them, please allow me to honor you to escorting to the art gallery. Do I want to? Doesn't seem the point of hanging in with people with those unaesthetic AM. As expected, Ryushu declined Rusha's offer with a curt reply, and I too rattled angrily in descent like general direction. Then I'm afraid the only remaining option is to relay our usual method of adhersion. How do our odds? I don't know. She's pretty tougher than me and my maxed out stats. Really? The shape of her ring suggests that she is the Cessna School of the Fan. Her position is comparable to the capo of the thumb, or big sibling of the middle. There, that makes of the foe who may surpass Ricardo's might, even the stroke of ill fortune of even Ling Hang. Doubt she's anywhere near as strong as Ling Hang. Our transfer is HOHOM. Half or more. I like these odds. Half or more. Dude, really? Puff. Outmodeled has been. Why seek out art that has been? After this time, it was the decision met with confusion of the outset to entrust such monumentous projects in our hands, such as cuts to wise. Everyone agreed that is no less foolish than casting a pearl before swine, and they were quite on point with the assessment. Our recovered from the house were more than a tool art, the sort of that likes of the works of men might assemble. No self-respecting would create such mundanity and call them art. Now I must ask you for your forgiveness for presuming that you would be no different from the rest of his work, but I assert above the room completely changed my perspective. The scorched corridor, the ferry tube where you scarred the walls and floor as its frenzied beast had torn them through. There is one tool that could possibly have such left us such mark before. At least you got a good eye for art, you know. So I have asked you, have you considered pursuing the art of further exotic beauty? It would be an experience that departs from the rudiments that dubs itself corporation. a moment so content by obsession over human corpses that corpuscle that once has depleted of meaning it has to offer. It begins the piling on empty definition of itself. Phasma is a moment that broken from the traditional mold, unleashing like unfiltered like a beast that roams free. We dare to ask ourselves the question that challenged the mind. What is a man? What are things? What it means to trace the origin. Oh wait, what does it mean? Wild beast to the origin. How do we define which we call live thin? These subject matter have to lead us to fit into the field of fertile creativity. Should you wielder of the will enter our fold of movement, it would layer your work such as unleashing spectrum of colors that would be designated to leave an unforgettable impression of history. In other words, what we can offer you will be much greater work than you have learned from a teacher like Kester Puff. Never considered him my teacher. Not a real one anyway. Finding beauty among the carnage of blood and flesh is a lesson I learned on my own. And yes, I know enough about your movement. Maybe I can consider some work created by your school acceptable among the rings are, or not. I can't remember. Then will you? But I don't know. I don't know what makes your art more elevated than the one I pursue. The one you pursue didn't the site you claim have you clue you in? Oh, it did. I do understand. Your art might appear no more than unchecked chaos at a glance, but at a closer observation, it reveals a fierce, dormant force that threads the entire scene together with its keenness as connecting it suitably. Your blade work too shows such multi-layer, I don't know how to pronounce that. Multi-layeredness. Mere keenness often entails mundanity, yet you have transcended to such limits by scorching the tail end of each slash. Truly a unique aesthetic sense. I believe I sufficiently understand the full extent of the artistic merit of that scene. Puff. No, you didn't! Lesser painters like you are such mediocre. They fail to realize the beauty lies to the good. They do not, beyond painting the hells reflected in their eyes, call that the shallowness of hell's beauty. The shallow darts into the cries have an instant raven, unbound from the yoke of reason. The fading glim of despair and hume, you give them no thought which each of these emotions set instead observing over sinner qualities of what is behind. Let me teach you otherwise. Pay attention, because I won't offer you another long-winded lesson where you should read her scabbard, pointed at furnace, super read purpose. I revisit my share of the rings gallery to have heard there. None of them were my liking. Your art overcomplicate the pile of definition buried in symbols, caked in a patchwork of empty shells. You and your art both talk too damn much, just like Costa keeps trying to take from other movements for seeing meaning where was none. Access is easy, anyone can do it. What's beyond most is making succulent the art of Aberza. Alas, it is won by the away. Nothing more remains its absence, making it that void left completely beneath its meaning. No, the void what it remains, and what holds that cannot be found anywhere. What is this minimalist manifesto? No, my aesthetic goes beyond the pursuit of simplicity. I pursue the natural, artistic image, the state of perfection when further apprehension is impossible. The SANGRIA. What? A bit abstract, isn't it normal to remove too plain with a distant lack of meaningful stroke of quality? What exactly does that elevate your art above and front of painters? Where's the stubborn soul that mere words cannot be convinced? Indeed, there is no decipher more subject of that of art. Discourse concerning its nature that may extend the day of end, but will not change the fact unseen are meaningless. Pretentious illusion at the end of the day. Then I'll suppose I can carve it right into your eyes. Please do, though. I'm afraid it may be overshadowed by the sheer vulgarity of my aesthetics. I, Dutch, so the Litvel shall personally welcome you to my critique session. Like, oh, I never seen something this spaced out. She has a lot of. Oh no. What's her passive? Gain every student. Oh, looks like I have to destroy their school. Of course, first we gotta make sure we interrupt her attack so she doesn't destroy us. And then we. Uh-oh. Do I have to go backwards? Yes. God damn it. Okay. Oh, she's gonna clash. Okay, we'll just do that to stop her from beating the crapping. Uh-oh. What did he do?
확실히 훌륭하군 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지.
Oh, that was close. You know, I'm surprised they're not calling us plagiarists. Have an ID that's mimicking her. Oh no.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
합격장.
앞으로 그런 어설픈 공격은 하지 마십시오.
That is terrible luck there.
채통을 지켜주시죠.
Ow. Oh no. Oh wait. No. Ow.
세피라들도 결국 내 편에 설 수밖에 없을 거야. 나도 그들도
Okay, the good news is
빛의 눈이
they have
멀어.
been slowed down.
감상은 어떤가요?
No.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Stagger. Nice.
기대해라. 따뜻한 빛.
마지막으로 남길 말은
このまま行けば敵を食い止められます
Ouch, ouch, ouch. No. Ouch. Impossible.
개체에게 일격을 가하는데
Oh my
성공했습니다.
god.
샴페인을 가져오기엔 너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만 이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모두의 희생을 기리며 축배를 드는 것도 나쁘지 않겠죠.
Fixed target.
소바주.
산초류 경을
Critiques.
라샹그
You'll never critique me.
쏟아내라.
Okay.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
아이 참
아우.
짜증나게
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
다음엔
Ow.
당신을
Oh.
소재로 써보고 싶습니다.
Ow. No.
방금의 공격 독신 그 자체였다.
반만 남았어도 이 정도쯤은
믿지 않았어. 나는 분명 가위를 내겠다고 했을 텐데.
Stop critiquing me.
알리사가
Damn it,
강도를
there's
93%까지 끌어올렸던 실험 데이터보다 산출값이 좋네요. LCA나 LCD에게서 산출했던 비정상 값과 다르게 이건 쓸 수 있겠어. 양질의 데이터를 얻었군.
점 찍었네.
따뜻한 피 엎드리도록
Ow.
짜증나게
Ow.
지긋지긋한 전투가 드디어 하나 끝났네요. 승리로 이끌
어서 봐주.
모든 업은 다시 돌아와. 네 머리 위에 내려질 것이다.
효과적인 공격이었다. 아이씨, 짜증나게.
그저 하염없이 모든 피를 먹어. 그래, 그렇게 황홀히 피어나고 피어나고 피어나라.
저 개체는 오래 버티진 못하겠군요.
Ouch.
관리자가 상황에 맞는 효과적인 공격 수단을 택했으니 당연한 결과일 거지.
퇴장 시간이 되었답니다. 그럼 안녕히.
그래,
항상
딱 반쯤
저희 영감을
죽여버려.
일깨워 주시는군요.
13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 체격이지.
너희의
위대한 일격을 기록하는
이
중이라네.
혈투의 승리로
이따가
이끌
버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
Wait, help? How though? Oh god, that must be a scary attack.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
Get her with the soup!
이보게! 수프 한입 하고 가시게!
새삼스럽지만 꽤 괜찮네.
아이씨,
제법이야.
짜증나게.
No! Stop critiquing me! No! Oh my!
작품을 만들던
크리티컬?
더 야성적인
거기서
깊이로.
그렇게 맞으면 답 없는데. 셀코기 바를 땐 빨리 리타이어 시키는 게 스쿨에서 등장 떡밥이라도 동감이야. 거 아닌가?
How does she have the numbers? Is it because of the status effect?
직원 중 하나가 큰 피해를 입었군요. 그러나 아시다시피 우리는 앞으로 나아가기만 할 뿐 돌이킬 수 없어진 것은 눈길을 주지 않아도 된답니다.
모든 업은 다시 돌아와. 네 머리 위에 내려질 것이다.
신입 연구원들도 저분들처럼만 해주시면 좋을 텐데.
불가능한 꿈이죠. 황체와 디틀링 모두 외워야 할 관리법과 내성이 워낙 많잖아요.
관람객분들께 더 이상의 주태를 보일 순 없죠.
재료를 만들러 갔다가
이 혈투의
재료가
승리로
된다니.
이끌
완전 좆자네. 그치, 피에르?
그쪽도 죄인인가?
Also evil to just have enemies just spawn to deny me.
추잡하네.
다리우스 산초 평열 80. 갈라지도록.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이
Rick, they killed you, say.
여관에 가면 또 한참을 떠드시겠네. 바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 늘었군요.
Okay, actually, the smart idea is just do this. So she doesn't, like, straight up obliterate me, having such high attack values.
가족을 위해. 따뜻한 피 뚫리고.
Like, I need to slow her down. Oh, damn it!
약점을 잘
The
노리셨습니다.
minion just denied me of
제
아이씨,
해결사의
짜증나게.
the debuff.
좋네요.
피날레를 시작하자.
거기서는 왼쪽으로 가서.
You're ordered
그렇지.
to
좀
prize
치는데.
privilege to behold my prized needlework. Oh no. It's a second.
이 혈투를
Oh,
승리로 이끌.
come on. She still has protect. Inflicts a... What level is she? I find fixed target You know what? You're not good at... Seriously, that's too silly.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
What the hell are these numbers?
아이씨, 짜증나게.
잔자 로신한테 꿈에 닿을 때까지 몇 번이고!
나라도 그렇게 했을 테지. 이만하면 훌륭하군요.
Get rid of her bonus, like they're...
이봐, 버틸 자신 있어?
정지. 벗어날 수 없다.
보여드려야겠군요. 왜냐하면 예술을.
무기를 만드는
방심하다가
것만
그만하셨네요.
내가 어버이보다 뛰어. 하지만 아직도 할 수 있으신 거 알고 있습니다. 조금 더 해보시죠.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
들리세요? 한 쌍의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
아류 산초 경혈 60 찢겨라.
Ouch! Stop chipping me. Ow!
감내해야 할 고통. 해전병 같이
Oh,
무릎을
great. She's
꿇고
gonna use her
있을
ultimate
때가
attack.
13번 수감자. 평소처럼 넉살 좋게
What
같이
attack can
상황을 개선해 보시지.
possibly stop it? Oh no, not even this. Oh, it's unclashable too? Oh wait, oh no. What about this? No. What about... What's her attack value? Let's just even things out. Bye.
고귀하게.
Somehow that made it possible.
산초류 경혈 5 라샹그. 끝을 낼 시간이다.
タンテさんの作戦とても効果的でした。아이씨, 짜증나게.
Ow!
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
Really?
감상은 어떤가요?
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
At least no one is gonna stop me from using a deeper one.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
엎드리도록.
Ouch.
말씀은 사절이랍니다.
필은
So much chip damage.
바이올렛 브레이크 슬램!
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고 하더군요. 긍정적인 변화네요. 양밤이 떠올랐어.
신체파의
Well, she's
예술을
doomed.
보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 저의 살로 이제야 친해졌네요.
잘 썰렸다.
이번으로 몇 번째 탄 거죠?
깔끔한 절단력인걸?
17번째라
Okay, she's been beaten.
확실히 관리자의 지위가 동반된다면 승률이 상당히 높군.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한
That's a truckload.
피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
Let's see. But wait, it's not even the end. Or is it? Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Good memories. Gah! See? You're already looking much better with those super flushes animal parts removed. You're serious about finding your own movement. I already answered that. But you'll need time under the festival wing. At least you can until you can fully cultivate your movement, perhaps. I don't suppose words have any meaning now. Dawson raised her giant arm as to strike us with the final act of defiance, then slams down upon the door we entered instead. All I can do is buy time for. Mid-sentence, Dunce went limp like marionette with those strings are cut. Dead! And here I thought at least her last words were going to be succulent. Thus we are made a foe yet with another finger, the ring. Let's not doom and gloom already, fellas. We beat an officer of the finger our own for the first time, didn't we? I see this is pretty definite win. All your own, huh? Come on, bro, I was fighting my ass off of here. Wait, what? What? Her Gregor has a point. The outcome of the battle would not change by the significant margin, even you were not here. Oh, come on, don't be. This is more like it. Won't have to freak out over mere BB anymore, as long we are with Clock. Ha! Don't start congratulating yourself for achieving the bare minimum. Those who celebrate over such a small occasion don't deserve to stand beside the executive magic. Well, I guess this isn't impressive at all to people who used to be much stronger, like Aldous or Don Quixote. Petit, speak not such folly, for the joy of my compatriot is mine own. Have you any inkling as to where she might have in her final moment to elect to demolish the door? Right? It's not like we're shortage of doors here. Are we debating the logistic thought of someone who was 2 seconds away of dropping dead? Come on, let's let's get out of here so we can bring everyone up to date. Oh, didn't we just leave this room? Ishmael walked through the door we just entered through and appeared just behind us. Ah, shit. Where's the exit? Don't tell me the exit changed every time someone walks through it. No, it can't be that easy. I am barred from enjoying the fresh air of the outside world. No longer free to travel the mountains and cliffs on my feet that carry me, as the other members of Pinkies are. I wish to no avail that I should be allowed to weave just like that's the wings that back. So this is where she meant. The back door through which we traverse is the passage of the corridor, the one the index nurse father. Across the broken door we might, however, and avail us just a brief jet to the Pinky nurse father, the corridor of the front where it returns us to the room. The room now locked in a loop without a starting point. Won't matter what door we open. Is there any way we can do? Rescue team arrived in time. As the location hurts in this regular flow of time, unlike the warp train, approximate between a week or two present we can return. That's pretty long. Well, the first probably we're gonna have to deal with food, as I'm aware we should be good to go at least for 3 days, thanks to Radon, and so I didn't bring any snacks. It's not like we're about to walk into L Corp branches or dungeons, so yeah, it makes sense. Looks like we're gonna have to give this room a thorough search then. Puh. No need. If there's no exit, we can just cut our own. What about the part it cuts into your memory too? Deal with that yet? No. The sword, it shall cleave my memory with every slash. Don't know what memory I slice away with this time, but it's something recent, or I hold dear. Wait, don't be so bloody rash about it. Other than me, no one but Heathcliff still remembers the person he holds loving depths of his heart. Even since the days of separate tempers, memory took on a special precious meaning to Heathcliff. Heathcliff suddenly reached out and grabbed Rashawn on through wait a minute. Oh, I mispronounced that name. For Ryushu and Heathcliff, circumstances were undoubtedly different from each other. It was clear Ryushu's reckless attitude towards sacrificing her memory triggers sort of an anxiety in Heathcliff. What? Don't you hear them? Nerds be here in a week or two to get at, so why don't we just keep that sword nice and scabbard until we weed it out? The radio doesn't work. What if we went up to the rooftop, enter one of the doors up here? There are 1,000 of them. Out of the question. By doing so, we are putting something out of greater risk. That would cast us into an endless maze of the corridor. Okay, but we're dead meat if we break that wall. A monster wanders into the room. That wolf lady's last word. Man, I see the flag. Man, I'm seeing the flags. It's hella risky, yeah, but I think Marisha and her OP sword is our best bet. Right, but what if we get lucky and they find us a day or two? Quit freaking out, HC. If it will be only forgotten, not lost. Well, good memories don't tend to last for very long. It's been a fun excursion, Cluck. I looked towards the scabbard, expecting to rattle violently as it early did, but remained still. While the right blade revealed itself soon, it cut across the wall where the door used to be. And naturally, as a Speska blade cleave through the wall, so it does Ryushu's memory. We're getting somewhere. The strand of Aya's image, which just began to coagulate, slowly unravels and fell apart once again. Even though Aya released the blade without hesitation, but it's okay, we'll try again, so. Converting no resentment, no hatred, but a few words of don't feel too bad. As her voice faded into a gentle dark with Ryusha's memory. The next destination. Alright. Welcome back. Question. What exactly is the point of verifying every back door within a House of Spider? Oh, didn't fill you in. Any information regarding those doors hold a humongous value for us. Not to mention the higher-ups requesting us to recognize the House of Spider into a base of operation as soon as possible. Even we have to rush our work a little. Only speculation here. But I'm quite convinced they are preparing for a conflict of sorts. These little pockets of absolute safety are extremely viable during these operations, as you already know. Wait, stop right there. What? What conflicts? What operation? What are you saying? That your bosses are preparing for war or something? I just feel like there isn't enough alarm in his voice considering what he's saying. Preparing what? Not even trying to hide it anymore. Did I say something wrong? Must you ask? Must you know? I thought everyone already knew. I mean, it's an open secret at this point. L Corp already has fallen, and W Corp is teetering on the brinks of collapse. You see, you call us Aspired W Corp. We call Limbus Company the Aspired L Corp, meaning we have a shared goal. But unlike the dead-end, gone L Corp and the current W Corp still kicking despite the rapid decline in the years. As we all know, companies in the city ain't worth much unless they are got a military force to back them, right? It's only natural business conflicts would lead to physical ones as well. This is just a mere team leader speaking, though. Who knows? The higher-ups companies are thinking. Either way, much fulfilled collaboration we had today. This reflects pretty well in our performance merits, and we don't have to suffer that many losses. I can safely say that you should expect a positive review from us regardless of this collaboration. After saying our farewell to Alan, we returned for forward base and shared with how everything that happened so far. Helhelm, Faust, and both Helhelm and Faust both do not seem willing to discuss the subject of looming conflict, so we instead decide to have Ryushin's memory and sword re-examined. Oh, Helhelm, results are out? Not yet. Assistant, I clearly remember telling you 3 minutes ago that if you take about 20 minutes, have you forgotten already? He talks too much. Ryusha sounds irritated as she scolded Heathcliff, but I can see a definite undercurrent of anxiety from the way she kept puffing her cigarettes to sub an increasing shortage of cough. This is a room might be smoking oxygen at this point. Mind slowing that tad. You're practically friggin' the room with cigarette smoke. Then speed it up, glasses. I'm going to bounce as I hear the results. Both of you needs to learn to respect the things. Takes time, yes? Time is indeed relevant, but the fact I have managed to complete an in-depth analysis of an item such mystery in a single day is an incredible fast turnaround. Furthermore, you deserve your appreciation. I have been attempting to run more self-indulged part of my as late, but I believe this achievement deserves to be elaborated upon. It is evident and true that such results could not been replicated, but not for my genius brain. Go to the hallway and grab the passing researchers and tell them my incredible turn around time, and you will hear them, whoa, done already? And I will answer, Shut the fuck up. Oh no. Oh. 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 Eventually tired of the two center alternating turns to hounding results. Half a hound seems to speed up the analysis and managed to hit the finish line earlier than 20 minutes. Whoa, done already? Yes, there's times where test results are extracted earlier than predicted time frames. Many of those instances are easily attributable to my genius at work. Then why ain't you saying anything? Give me the TR now! You did tell me to shut the fuck up, so I attempting to deserve the exact merit of precisely that. Hi, yes, you think you ever use an acronym straight? What if it's something like, sheesh, that's a full day online after work, though, and your verdict on the interruption? Puff, that's exactly I meant. She's better than MTL in some way. How she lies as she breathes. At that moment, I might have caught a glimpse of that scabber rattling slight atop examination device, almost though it's giggling. Very well, then I'll get to it. But first, the memory time she compliment for the cooking she has a instead. Huh? That's it? Hardly. Second, the name has been erased from her memory. Do you recall the name of a man who works with the manager's If I would ask the past tense, it would be him I would be ring. Gladness. Sinnott wasn't here for that. That kid, right? I don't remember his name. She forgot pilot's name. Among deletes the memory or let's see, among the miscellaneous deleted memories are 172 hours of Don Quixote's tales of adventures and tales of food she fed to a seagull. File upon it does thou that the memory the most precious to Ryushi and me has been thrown to the utter destruction. Look, Don Quixote, I'm not meaning to try to be here, but that seems pretty acceptable, doesn't it? For a price of unsheathing that sword, if we're gonna go by sheer volume, I wouldn't quite say it's acceptable. It erased several days worth of memories just for a single swing, did it? I mean, yeah. But they sound inconsistent memory. Inconsequential. Inconsequential memory, don't they? Greg and Heath forget all that stuff all the time. How's this different? This seems mainly coincidental in nature, in particular the memory wasn't achieved by sheer luck. In fact, it seems to be impacted by the Scalber's inertia, or more precise, the power of Ms. Ichigo. Is that so? Ryushu looked down at the Scalber with uncertainty, hollow in her eyes. At remains of Anya in her Ryushu's recollection of blank space, where a fragment of memory used to exist, severed and removed again. Well, it takes rather significant time. The Scalber seems to be, yes, capable of selecting which of Sinner's or Ryushu's memories are to be erased at the cost of using. Oh, sounds like I should be grateful then. But then regards to the Scalber, like with the as if it approximately outlines the void she left behind. Oh, so she gets a cooldown timer? Like, she's whatever as long she gives it selects a trivial memory? I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss this trivia. The memory of the time you were compliment for your cooking, it was quite a precious minute, was it? You perform an advice calculation of the relic's cost. Yes, according to our measures, the sword seems to factor the weight of each memory when calculating the cost of wielding it. It becomes rather clear it takes more than light memories to properly wield it. So we have her memory been restored. I presume attempts to recall erased beings of existence results in a failure. That is quite discouraging. But not all is lost. Simply by knowing something used to be there in that negative space, many things could be still remiskilled upon. Like Ryusha said, forgetting but not lost. Clock. You're just stepping the foot of the world of Sangria? Huh? What does that mean? She flashed the briefest smile, then scattered away with a fume of cigarette smoke. Collecting the GB will restore it. Golden Brick. What used to be here in the pockets of what am I? My one and only. Ryusha gazed a traced, invisible, unprotected. A few did it pass us by. We didn't spend those days idly. We visited in a pilot recovery. Did a few odd jobs there, like helping suppress distortion containment breach caused by the new LCE Pi. Oh, you fool! You shouldn't step on that spider. You do must all. With all the loose threads tied up, we managed to, after so long, kind of feel like we're home again. Return the bus. Ah, bus. Sweet bus. The chair could use more cushioning, but there isn't like that there, huh? Damn, this is your ride? Hell, badass! Between the two individuals who was looking after, rather pleased at Kira's astonishment, Hun and him squeezed through to warn us about something to watch out for. I asked for the team leader, Alan, to set coordinates somewhere as close as possible to the nest, to keeping the driving through the door. And it will bring you right away in an empty spot of the alleyway, so don't hesitate to hit the brakes, because any chance there's a car driving behind you, it will crash into the bus. Nods. So what's you two doing here on the bus? Decide to join the better team, did ya? I admit, the certainty of degree of interest of hearing your exploit. But to accomplish you there is a different matter, isn't it? I'm only here to adjust your coordinates. Speaking of which, did you manage to escape your confinement? I told them I have stuff to help you with. They let me out after making scrabbles over some dockets. Solitary confinement is hella boring, so I thought I can get some air. Might as well say goodbye to you while I'm about, right? I see, you exploited the fact the new hires don't have any grudges towards you. I thought I told him to impress upon the new hires that the prisoners are treated like exceptions to the right. The person in charge of the training is currently checked in a long-term recovery ward. More problems are stemming from the shortage of manpower. They best include us to the report. Sounds like they're both here to see us go. Well then, time for vacation, I suppose. Perhaps I've grown too used to seeing your face. Your goodbye doesn't come off as easy as it used to be. Another day of reunion must await in the future. I would appreciate if such reunion has a low probability of occurring. While I'm not very technical mathematics, statistics like probable theory, I hope the prediction is dead right. Well then, hey, what? Well, I wouldn't say we're family, but listen, there's a lot of stuff I want to say to you, and a lot of stuff I want to hear for you, okay? So, SYL, did I do it right? Puff. Ackerman into NIL, so call me Ryushu, not Rakuten. For her, the echoes of the echo of the name. After the round goodbyes, two disembarked from the bus, and no sooner the machinery quick and bus wheels finally began to turn, bringing us closer to blinding red radiant portal massive enough to engulf the bus. Well, off to our next destination, I guess. Alright. Right. Where are we heading next? Dante, acquire the next destination. Yours. Ha. Now that's more like it. Been too bloody long I ever heard that question. Yeah, don't get too excited. The answer to that question lead us anywhere that's not downright bizarre. They'll give us a faint knowing, smile to confirm Ishmael's pessimistic remark, then delivers a comment that sounds too lighthearted for its gravity. Downright bizarre, isn't it? Let me say that high times we face such a sight. On our next destination is District 14. In other words, Manager Dante, we're on the route around to N-Corp. Oh, so we're going there after all? N-Corp? Plenty of faces there I'd rather not see. Rest of the sinners voice their various gripes about just content with N-Corp. Mersal, who probably had the most amount of history with the wing, simply flipped his newspaper like the usual, beginning to read it with the same unchanging expression. Although, for him, none of this anything changed. Now departing, vroom vroom. With that, the bus resumes the journey, yet another tale. Right. Well, this is finished. Oh. Anyway, whoever's watching, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful night, and I bid you farewell.